Hey, this is Olivia Parrott with WiredTapMusic.com. This month's featured band is Siddhartha, awesome garage rock magnificentness, and I also made a music video this month, so I hope you enjoy it. I had a fun time working with it with my best friend, actually, who shot it with me. Her name's Jen. I love her. We had fun. Okay. So, tell me a little bit about your background and your family and where you come from.
I grew up in East Cleveland, and then I moved to Detroit when I was like 18. I grew up pretty poor, but my parents made sure like we always had everything that we needed. My stepdad, who like raised us, he was a really intense. In fact, he's probably the most intelligent person I've ever met. And he's done all kind of stuff. He spent time in jail. He was once like a pro athlete, and he was a Black Panther. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
He raised you, so you feel like he was a big influence in your life?
I would hope that turns out to be the case. By the way, this is my real father, actually.
So what is it about San Francisco that you thought that it would further you as a musician versus staying in Detroit? Because Detroit's known as being a big music place.
I figured it would further me as a musician, but it was more so a lifestyle change, because even though the band was really popular, if I stayed there, I would have probably died.
Okay.
Because my lifestyle was pretty rough.
What did San Francisco look like to you? What did you see it having like from a distance?
God, it looked like an oasis.
Uh-huh.
Just so everyone out there knows, these are not my words. These are the horse's words.
What do you like about being in a band and having a dynamic with a group of people playing music?
Well, that's a tough question. Because being in a band itself actually sucks.
Uh-huh.
I don't care who hears that. Like, I love my bandmates, but being in a band sucks.
So what is it then about band dynamic that you don't like? What makes it sucky?
Yes, at the moment, being the principal songwriter, I might hear something that I want played a certain way, but I also have to be cognizant of, well, there are 3 other people here. So no matter how you want it played, it's never going to be played how you really hear it.
Right.
But that's also a good thing, because a lot of times they'll play something else and I'll be like, oh shit, that's fucking brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna play it that way instead.
Right, right. Why do you think, in general, there's such a lack of African-American indie rockers?
Well, now it depends on how long you want to make this answer. In the American subconscious, we're just raised a certain way where, musically speaking, it's like, all right, black people do soul music, They do blues, they do jazz, you know, they rap, they don't do rock.
Right.
Like, that's not what you're raised, like, to ever know.
Right.
So, unfortunately, I think it has to do with a lot of how we're, like, socialized in the American subconscious, if that makes sense. But it also has to do with what you see.
What you see too.
Because you don't see a lot of, like,
right.
black dudes doing rock. Like, who the... It's like you don't associate it with yourself. So you don't see a lot of black folks.
Yeah, you don't see it as a possibility.
Nope.
So then how are you different?
I'm not different. My parents just made sure to supplement me with certain books where I could, you know, see like, oh wow, Hendrix, like, did rock? Like, what the hell? Like, this dude's black? Or like you listen to like Chuck and I'm just like, this dude's black? This shit's crazy. Yeah, of course I love reggae. Why wouldn't I love reggae? Watch out. Because, I mean, I'm black, right? Of course. We all love reggae. You gotta have some rhythm. Small time. Wow, she's cute. But really small. I don't like them that small.
You don't?
You know what? I can't. I'm black. Black men don't take all that smallness. That's actually not a stereotype. We actually like our girls a little bit.
That's nice.
Because it's okay to eat.
You want to have something to grab onto too, huh?
I have something to hold on to.
Yeah, there you go.
You know, I've never understood. I'm serious. American men, especially white men, they like these really skinny girls.